I recall waking up today around 10:15 in the morning. And that was also the time I got up. Around noon, I had what was left over of the Fra Diavolo that I got last night during a karaoke night at the Dakota. I had the leftovers cold with a glass of, I think at the time, 2% milk. Since that was the only gallon of milk we had at the time prior to us doing grocery shopping, me and Mom, at our local Wegmans, roughly from 12:30 p.m. to about 3 p.m. We went grocery shopping for supplies for Thanksgiving, such as these. These groceries were originally at checkout, they were bagged into reusable Wegmans bags that my mom brought into the supermarket. At least some of them, from what I recall. These reusable bags being previously provided by Wegmans. If I recall, I think it's at least a 5-cent charge. Maybe up to a quarter for your groceries to be bagged with a reusable bag. And just the reusables are provided by Wegmans. Yeah, but those reusable bags that were used came from previous grocery shopping trips at our local Wegmans. Or at least some of them, so we paid little to nothing for our Thanksgiving groceries to be bagged. Though this being before Thanksgiving, there were a ton of shoppers. But at no point did it feel hectic or like we were crowded in. It's just that, understandably, there were a lot more shoppers or customers than usual at Wegmans today. Today was a partially cloudy, cool day. The kind of temperatures you would expect for a mid to late fall day. When we got back home around 3:15 p.m., I brought the groceries in for my mom, but it didn't help put them away. As my mom said, she was fine with doing that. This sushi was bought at the very end of the grocery shopping at Wegmans. Today. Then roughly from 5 p.m. to 5:45 p.m., I helped my mom to move first, to first kind of collapse a couple of metal clothes racks by pushing down the actual rack part of the clothes rack, pushing it down by pushing it in a piece of metal, a sort of metal peg on one or both sides. They're used to keep the rack of the clothes rack at the same level. And the metal part the metal pegs are held in place through a series of holes, and it's the metal peg that keeps the clothes rack at the same level. And generally, Mom and I work together to generally use our thumbs to push in the peg so we could move the rack of the clothes rack to its lowest setting to make it easier to bring down into our basement. Which is pretty cluttered right now. And Mom's been working really hard to clean up her place. Since this year my sister is coming home for Thanksgiving. After helping with the 2 metal clothes racks, I brought down some plastic bins, black plastic bins with yellow lids, looking like this. I brought those down into the basement. Generally going forwards with them, while my mom went backwards with them to bring those bins down. I recall us bringing down roughly 5 of those bins in total. And then I recall helping a bit with my sister's room. Before around 6 p.m. I had 3 Texas Hots of the hot dogs we got from Texas Hots the other day, with a glass of whole milk from the new gallon, the one Mom and I got at Wegmans today during the Thanksgiving grocery shopping. Also, I just realized not that long ago, today I had and no coffee at all. And despite coming from someone who usually has a few cups of coffee each day, I only recall at one point in the evening / early night period after having the 3 Texas Hots and the glass of milk, at one point in which I got a very mild headache. Other than that, no, nothing was noticed. And it went away within about half an hour or so. And maybe that the very mild headache was caused by thinking hard. On Oceania, I'm currently trying to clear a path to this other blueberry bush.